my name is Wendy and my call sign is W1DY and I'm located here in Oklahoma City. I contacted the International Space Station with very basic equipment, I guess you could say. A lot of amateur radio operators will use a small beam to point at the International Space Station, but in the case where you don't have something like that, and I just have a house-mounted antenna, omnidirectional, it's a common antenna, which you'll see here in a minute. I contacted the International Space Station. It was with 50 watts, but I wasn't able to point at the station directly. I had to wait for the station to come to me. So it takes a little patience and diligence, but it can be done. I'll show you how I did it. Okay, this is my Comet 2-meter antenna. It's a pretty basic 2-meter antenna for a ham radio operator. It's mounted to the house on a television mast. And as you can see, there's a television mast. And then the wire comes down to a ground rod, which is behind the pool. So there it is, omnidirectional antenna. I have to wait for the space station to come practically directly over my house, but it does happen every once in a while. Okay, other equipment that I use is a small power supply that actually powers this preamp. The preamp takes my signal and turns it into 50 watts so that I can get out to the ISS. Some people have done it on QRP. I tend to like to make it just about as easy as I can for the astronaut to hear me. Okay, well, here's the most important part of the whole system. It's the radio. And the top frequency, 144.49, is the uplink frequency. It's the frequency that I will transmit on to the International Space Station, and the lower frequency is 145.8. That is what is called the downlink frequency, or the frequency that the ISS uses to talk to Earth. A lot of people are worried about the Doppler effect as the ISS approaches or leaves your location and is moving at a great speed, and sometimes you have to change your frequency in order to allow the ISS to hear you, or in the case of when they're transmitting to you so that you can hear them. I don't get too worried about this. I'm waiting for the ISS to be over my location. So if it's over my location, it's neither approaching nor leaving. So it means we only have a very short window in order to contact the International Space Station. Okay, one of the websites that I use is called Heavens Above. It's an excellent website, a lot of really good information on it. What I do is I go to satellite predictions, and I want to see what the predictions are for the International Space Station over the course of the next week. And I'm not just going to look at visible only. That's when you can see the International Space Station at night. But I want to see them all because I want to be able to talk to them during the day. I have heard that the astronauts are on Central Time, so they sleep normally when people in the Central Time Zone would sleep, because I believe that they're managed out of Houston. So nighttime passes are, you can try it, but I don't really think that anybody's awake, truthfully. Okay, so what I am looking for in this table is a really good pass, basically. I am looking at where it says the highest point, the altitude. 0 degrees would be the horizon, 90 degrees would be directly over your house. I am looking for something that is in the 80s, and actually I see one down here on July 26th, and it looks like, and these are local times, at 2:38. Well, that would be in the morning. Let's see, it would be 84 degrees, so that's a really good pass, but that's 2 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't help us very much at all. Let's see what else there is. Okay, well, here we go. On July 31st, and it looks like the peak time will be 7:57:50 to be exact. The ISS will be at 88 degrees, or almost exactly over my house. If I click on the date, this next picture, it knows where my house is because I've programmed it into the program. So it shows that the International Space Station is going over my house at approximately 7:57 on July 31st. And this is real-time satellite tracking, and I have the ISS as my choice satellite. So right now the ISS looks like it's coming over Chile and Argentina at the moment. This site is a really good tool. Real-time satellite tracking. It's done by N2YO, and the site is n2yo.com, November 2 Yankee Oscar.com. So I use this site as the International Space Station is coming over my house, so that I can see where it is exactly and how much time I have. Generally, a pass from horizon to horizon, if it's a really good pass right over your house, will last about 9 minutes, but you really only got maybe a minute or two as it passes directly over your house to try to contact the astronauts, the ISS fan club. And what you can do is, over on the right hand part of your screen, you can click on more, and you can look at all of the various reports that people have, whether or not the International Space Station has been broadcasting, or what types of broadcasts they've been doing recently. They've sent up a bunch of new astronauts, and they've been talking to ground control, and also doing some school contacts as well. So I hope you get as much enjoyment out of this as I do, and perhaps you'll get a QSL card like this. Be patient with it. The International Space Station does not come over your house, every other day. It does take time. Sometimes my tries with them are every 2 or 3 weeks or so, and then a lot of those times there's nobody on, or they're on a school contact, or they're doing something else where they cannot take time to talk with amateur radio operators. So just be diligent. It will happen. It's a lot of enjoyment, and I wish you good luck with it. 73s W1DY.